Hey all, just want to do a quick video about the snapshot that we have for Jane. And just wanted to clarify a couple of things. So first of all, I'm going to put the link down in here so you're all going to have access to it. Second, this is by no means is the only way of doing the automations for the Jane integration. These are just some samples to kind of give you a little bit of idea of like what is possible to do and some of the most used cases. And lastly, I want to make sure that you guys, before turning any of these on, just go inside them, see what it actually does, make sure that everything is set up the way that you want it, and then publish them after testing, obviously. But let's just go through these quickly so you kind of get a feeling of what each one of them does. So we got the cancel follow-up, which is very simple. So what it does is look at if the last appointment canceled that has changed. And then we just make sure that the last appointment canceled was today or yesterday. And then we do our follow-up messaging. Always end your workflows with a delay of a couple of days. And the reason for that being sometimes GHL, what it does is when we update a contact via API, this keeps getting triggered even though, like, let's say last appointment cancel ad hasn't changed. So just put that delay there. So we are making sure that this contact doesn't get out of the workflow quickly and then gets added back again. So that's why we put that 3 days in, and we also look for the today and yesterday. So that's just the hint for that. And let's go to the next one, which is first visit done, ask for review. Obviously, you can play with this however you want it. But again, to just kind of show you, so if someone has been their first visit, most likely it's a contact creator. But we both want to have these two triggers, and then we check them out in here. And in this case, we are looking at number of appointments. If I kind of, let's see if we can see this thing. Sometimes GHL show, but it's appointment counts. There you go, equals to 1. And we want to make sure that the last visit was in the last 3 days. So we want to make sure that it's kind of like brand new. Usually this, we don't need this, but sometimes Jane database are out of sync, and we just want to make sure that we are getting the correct data because their database it's out of sync. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time for all of the databases to get synced together. And then we basically do the follow-up. And in this case, what we do, we tag them that, hey, we already asked them for reviews, so don't ask them again. And we just have them in here for about a month so they don't get back added in here and they're not going to get asked again for review. Now, the next one is this was from one of our users that they wanted to like send a message to first-time visitors in last month. So I added to the automations as well. So this is basically again contact change, first visit has changed, and the condition would be if the first visit was in the last month. Then obviously you want to do the message or whatever you want. So I'm just going to put an SMS in here, uh, whatever in here. And as usual, we want to close it up with a wait of, I'll put just 3 days in here. And that's about it. So you can see you can play with this however you want. Every single one of these you can put some sort of like, hey, if the appointment type is this, do that. If appointment type is the other thing, do the other thing. So you can play with all of those things as well. And then we get to these two calendar things. So the first one, GHL appointment to Jane calendar, this is an extra. So if you want this to be enabled, just send me a message on Facebook or let me know. It has a one-time setup fee, $100 for us to do some backend because it needs a little bit of manual work for everyone that we enable it. And then once that's done, uh, I'm going to send you a couple of videos on how you can actually get this sorted out. But basically, what happens is when someone books an appointment inside your GHL calendar, and when we catch that trigger like this, then you just use this webhook that we provide with these two uh, data information, so your staff member that you wanted to get booked for, and the treatment name. Once you send these two, it will automatically book the appointment into the Jane calendar as well, so you don't need to do any duplication or anything. It just does it for you. So that's that. Let's go to the next one. The next one is Jane to GHL calendar. So this one is basically uh, when someone book an appointment, because we are getting the first upcoming appointment reminder time, you can basically use this. And what you can do, you can say, hey, if it's not empty, you can basically use that like this and book it inside the calendar in the GHL. So you choose your calendar and just put book it in here. Obviously, for example, let's say you have different calendar for different treatment and stuff. You can or different staff members. You can say, hey, if the upcoming appointment practitioner or staff member is this, book it in this calendar. If it's the other one, book it in the other one. So you can play with it in here as well. So that's Jane to GHL calendar. Let's go back to the next one. We got the reactivation. So again, this one you can play with it however you want. So what we do is like if the last visit has changed, or we don't actually need the contact created. So let me just delete this one. So if the last visit has changed, then in this case we are looking for the last if the last visit was 3 months ago. So in order to get the exact 3 months, so we do last visit was in the last 3 months and it was in the last 2 months. So it means that they've been in the practice exactly 3 months ago. And they don't have any upcoming appointments. That means that 3 months has passed and they haven't been to the practice. What we're going to do, we're going to basically reactivate them. So that's when they come in here and you do your messaging. If not, we basically wait 1 day. So this is for if they get in here, we don't want to lose them because if they're not coming to the practice, nothing about them is going to get updated. So they're not going to get into this again. So that's why we have this loop that it keeps checking after a day to see if we hit that 3 months and it will automatically do the reactivation. So that's what automatic reactivation means. Cancel, let's save this. Let's go back. I know this video is getting a bit long, but I got a lot of requests on how to use this, so I'm gonna go into every single one of these. So no-show follow-up, it's very, very similar to the cancel that we just did. So contact changed, and then we put the filter, last appointment no-show today, last appointment no-show yesterday, and follow-up SMSs and wait 5 days. Very, very similar. Again, you're more than welcome to do this as well. Put the filter in here, but most of the time that doesn't do much. This is the best filter that you can have in the if-else statement. Now we got another one, post-appointment follow-up. So this can be for different things. So let's say you have a specific type of appointment that you want to do a follow-up, or like let's say if it's their first visit, you want to send a package for if they by package I mean series of emails depending on the type of treatment that they sign up for. So again, this can be both on contact change, arrival, last appointment arrive change, contact created. Well, not necessarily. You can delete this. And then within the condition, we check that they've just visited us today. This can be this, or either it can be the last appointment date or the last appointment arrived at was today. So either of those can work. Depending on follow-ups, we wait 2 days and then we start following up. But again, making sure that you close it up with at least a day of waiting. Okay, so this is for follow-ups, post-appointment follow-ups. Next, what we have is upcoming appointments reminder. I don't know why this got changed, but yeah. So upcoming appointment reminder. Now, if you want to do this, you want to do like there's going to be two workflows. So contact change, upcoming appointment reminder has changed. The first thing that we check is if they actually have one upcoming appointment. So it's either one or greater than one. So we want to make sure that they actually have an appointment. And then once we check that, we want to make sure that, okay, this is wrong. This is going to be not the second one. It should be upcoming appointment start at is in the in the next 7 days. So if their upcoming appointment is in the next 7 days, we're going to basically set the event time and basically do the reminder. And as usual, we're gonna close it up in 1 day. So that's that. Now, what you want to do, you want to make sure that you have another one that actually removes them from the workflow if they cancel their upcoming appointment. Because when they get into this, we need to if they are still in it, we need to make sure that if they go and cancel in Jane, we want to make sure that we remove them from this. So that would be upcoming appointment change. So if you click on this, this gets triggered if the contact change. We can put it on upcoming state, but that doesn't matter. So these are upcoming appointment state. So if it's rescheduled, if they no-show, if they cancel or never booked, either of these, we want to make sure that we remove them from the reminder workflow. If you were also doing the Jane to GHL calendar booking as well, you want to make sure that you cancel their appointment within the GHL calendar as well. And then we just have a 12 hours wait as usual to just keep them in here so they don't keep getting added in here. But that was it pretty much. So this is kind of like a couple of things that you can do to give you some sort of a feeling on what type of triggers, what type of automations, and those kind of things that you can use. But as usual, if you have any questions, just let me know. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.